And are you hoping that Rahul Gandhi comes on Cyrus Says next year?
He's promised to, but he wants to walk and talk. And I'm not a fan of walk and talk. Walk and talk, nigga.
Fair enough.
Hockey! It could be the 27th or 28th of December. I'm not sure because of the tonic I've been taking early morning. But today, to discuss all things politics and perhaps dogs, cats, cows, and sheep, which are also political in the present India, is the one and only MakeNerd. MakeNerd, as he likes to be called.
MakeNerd. MakeNerd is my official YouTube name now.
So let's call you that. So let's promote that. It's doing well. People are talking about it. And who knows? One day when you start your own political party, I don't know, maybe that's a name you can stay with. The MakeNerd.
I've already launched my campaign on Cyrus Says, so must mention that.
Really?
But so here's what we're going to do, Cyrus. I have 5 events for you from 2022. And I'm just going to...
as a management guy who does time management also, I cancel 2. So let's get on with it.
Okay, just casually.
This is what cabinet meetings are like. Hey, Meghnad, I'm told the cabinet meetings are like this. Sir, agenda pe ye, oh, nahi, bas. Or Salman Khan famously changes the script because there are too many lines. He'll be like, ye nahi, let's go. So the whole monologue, tujhe pyar karta hu and all becomes I love you. Bas, ho gaya. I love you, by the way, Meghnad, and ready to go.
Of course. So let's start with the elections. What all happened? So first with Punjab. So Aam Aadmi Party won Punjab. But at the same time, there were other elections happening, which was, of course, there was Manipur, there was Gujarat, there was Uttarakhand, and Uttar Pradesh. So not Gujarat, sorry, Uttar Pradesh was there.
Gujarat was later on, but we can put it in the same
later.
Thing.
Yeah. So the first thing was 4 for BJP and 1 for AAP. What do you think AAP will do going forward?
See, I still think that they are not on the worst wicket ever. They made their presence felt a little bit outside Delhi. I think if he looks at it from a 10-year perspective or something, he's probably in the right direction. But it's too much to expect them to turn up at every state and destroy the home team, so to speak. I don't think that's going to happen. And I don't think
they did it in Punjab, though. They did it in Punjab.
Did, but they did also because of what happened to the Congress imploding, So the other factors, see, if all these combination permutations work in their favor, yes. But if you're asking me, frankly speaking, I don't think the time has come as a pan-India party yet.
But they got a national party status this time, like after winning the election.
Yeah. See, Meghnad doesn't want to hear what I have to say. He's decided that he's going to promote AAP and I better shut the fuck up. Okay, no, you're right. They have got that. But I'm still saying, look at it from perspective ki 5, 10, 12 saal ki jo agar formula hai, so I think it's going in the right direction. But I really don't expect them to, I'm talking 24 also, I really don't expect them to become a pan-India party there. Just it'll get better and better. He's making inroads, that's it.
Okay, fair enough. Let's talk about Rahul Gandhi.
This is my humble opinion. I'm not saying that I'm a psephologist, that I'm correct or anything like that. And politics is really strange. Yeah.
The way I look at it, basically, you're right. It's a long-term plan, right? Whenever these parties, like regional parties started, for example, even like, say, for example, a Samajwadi party or whatever, they expanded slowly until they had a hold on a region. What Aam Aadmi Party is trying to do, though, is it's not restricting itself to a region. It's actually trying to spread out as much as it can. And in that way, I think they're making some
clear policies. One is to help the Aam Aadmi because that's the party's name. 2 is to go to where they feel they can upset the BJP. And 3rd and most important is to ban alcohol wherever they go. So, yeah, that's also happening for some reason. Sorry, Meghnad, don't make faces. Mera limited knowledge hai, but
no, I know. But I would actually say that they're not fighting the BJP, they're fighting the Congress more or less right now. They're trying to become the number 2 at first, then they'll become the number 1.
Which is the other strange story, because you're looking at 2024, everything goes back to 2024, and the whole concept of is there a challenge to BJP, I still find it hard to believe that they will lose in 2024, because everybody may get a little better here and there, or may lose a little bit in terms of Congress, if they can lose anymore, but I can't see them being challenged yet. I think all this will come into play. Yeah.
Absolutely. I agree. I mean, like, जैसे कांग्रेस डिफॉल्ट पार्टी हुआ करता था कुछ सालों पहले. Now BJP is the
Mhm.
default party and they'll stay for a bit. Essentially, you're right. 2024. But then, speaking of 2024, Congress started its Bharat Jodo Yatra. Not Congress, but Rahul Gandhi did. And he's going to walk like 3,500 plus kilometers from Kanyakumari to here. He's coming to Delhi 4 days from now. And I'm excited. Are you excited, Cyrus?
Well, actually, he is in Delhi because this is 4 days from now. I just work with time like a magician. Yeah, yeah. Uh, he almost came to Mumbai. He was on the outskirts, somewhere in Maharashtra, etc. I personally, I like Rahul Gandhi. I also like him as a politician. I think he's underrated. All said and done, it's just the bad PR he got from the Arnab interview, which has stayed with him, and the stigma.
Hmm.
But my
Hmm.
problem with him is don't come to the cities, because what you do is you irritate me in cities. You'll come with VIP presence. There'll be cars following. There'll be bikes following. There'll be policemen and bodyguards. There'll be extra fans and irritating people like that. And every chamcha and chela inside. Plus the opposition who hates you. So they'll have their VIP presence, their security, their anti-thesis going on the side street. So what happens to the real Aam Aadmi, no pun intended? We just get screwed everywhere. So I don't want any of this. I want them, if they come to Mumbai, you go to Warsaw. Okay, you do it there. Leave South Mumbai alone. If you're going to Delhi, you go to Vasant Vihar and just stay there. Okay.
Vasant Vihar.
No, I mean,
Okay.
why do they try different localities and they come to the same areas and destroy people all the time? Yeah, it's not fair.
Yeah.
Because we
True.
also, we the more privileged in India also suffer, and no one is talking about it. So someone has to, and that's why you came
He's
on the
going
show.
to cross South Delhi for sure while going to Central Delhi
100%.
and then Upar. So
Yeah.
I think he's going to go through entirety of Delhi. I'm
Yeah.
thinking, but then he's also going on holiday on the 25th.
To Agra to see the
he's going.
Taj.
He's going somewhere to meet family and all, of course, and the BJP has made a big thing out of it. So we have that coming. That is also an event that might come up in 2022 as well.
No, the BJP is only saying go on holiday, but you should walk. You know, I'm doing all this walking. That's the only. Okay, all right, quiet. Huh.
The other big event that happened this year, which I think is worth mentioning, is Nupur Sharma. You remember
Yeah,
the whole
of
Nupur
course,
Sharma
of
controversy?
course. Nearly
Yeah.
had riots. Yeah. But I
So
don't remember the second half of what happened. It just died down after some time. I think they shunted her out, right?
yeah, they suspended her basically.
And
But
then what happened?
it was so funny because what happened is, so Nupur Sharma was going from channel to channel doing this, right? She went to 3 other channels before she went to Times Now,
Your point
and
being,
then said the same thing.
your point being, she had been endorsed by high command.
It looks like, no, not really. I mean, like, they are allowed to say whatever, spokespersons just say whatever they want nowadays. I don't think they need any sort of endorsement. But so she went from channel to channel. But the thing is that in other channels, the anchors actually stopped her from saying these things. Like, she tried, but then like, nahi, udhar nahi jate, don't. But on Times Now, she was given a full run. So then she went crazy. And after that, of course, the protest started, etc. But Gulf countries got upset and they
Yeah.
called for a boycott of Indian goods. And there
Yeah.
were like scenes of people not buying Indian products, etc. from Qatar and all these areas. And then after that, BJP was like, no, actually, this statement was not the party's view. It was from some fringe element.
Although I wrote to the government, sorry to interrupt you, Meghnad, and I gave them a
Yeah.
way out of the situation. I said just rebrand some of the Indian products like Patanjali, take out the Jali and call it Patent. And they'll think it's an American product. You know, there's small things that you can do. And this is my gift, which I share with the political powers, but they don't take it seriously. Small things, what we call googly in cricket, make the ball go the other way. And next thing you know, the person is, completely caught on the wrong foot. And that's what they should have done. They didn't do it. And now back to you.
So you're saying Nupur Sharma's name should be shortened? What?
No,
I didn't
I'm saying
understand.
Indian products. You could just change the name.
Indian
They won't know.
products. Oh, Indian
Like Chinese products. If a Chinese product says Smith and Wesson, not the gun,
Yeah.
but it's a Chinese product, you won't know. How will you know? The problem is that because it said made in China, just don't say that. With due respect to Made in India, it's a great campaign. I'm just saying, just take that off the label. People are stupid. Consumers are the most stupid people in the world. Look at us. We are on Amazon all the time trying to buy things. We don't know what the country of origin is. You can fool me.
Yeah.
You just take anything as your genesis, and after that, you can say anything, na? Boss, anything can become anything.
Absolutely.
I can have a Greek
Yeah.
name, but it's a sandalwood soap from South India, for example. But it has a Greek name called Hydros. So they'll think it's a Greek product. Finished, matters closed. These are small things. The government I don't call it jugaad. I call it just being normal, applying your mind to the situation. I feel we have to work harder. instead of
But
getting
the thing
emotional.
is that on an import export level, the boycott was happening where the importers were saying कि boss नहीं ये नहीं
Yeah,
चाहिए
that's
अब
true. That's
Indian
true.
नहीं चल
I like
माल
the way
नहीं
you're
चाहिए.
taking my point seriously and actually answering it and trying to explain to me why
I
it's a
am.
wrong point. Thank you,
I
Meghnad.
take you very seriously.
You're
It
like
might
you're
sound
like Aish,
surprising.
you're like my wife Aisha's family. They don't get any of my jokes or anything. They actually explain to where I'm wrong, explain why you're saying makes no sense. They actually go through all that. Yeah, cool.
No, I
No, but,
take you very
you didn't answer my
seriously.
question. Nupur Sharma
Yeah.
का second part में क्या हुआ? Because first part में
Oh,
ये
हाँ.
सब ठीक है. उसके बाद she disappeared. So did they shunt her out properly? Where is she now?
She's disappeared, which is true. Like I think she's not
Is she
in the
holding a
public
position?
eye.
Is she holding a position in the party or not?
No, she's not. She's been suspended from the BJP, and a lot of outrage happened, and there were FIRs filed against her. But now there is like she wanted them to be clubbed, but that the court was like no. So essentially, like basically, अब court कचहरी में फंसी हुई होगी कहीं तो भी, and like she's just not on TV anymore or anything for that matter. So looks like I don't know. I can't
So-
say if her political
so-
career is over.
No, it
But-
won't be because from here there's only one. All roads lead to one place. Big Boss. It's just a
Yeah.
matter of time. Yeah.
Oh yes, of course.
Yeah.
She's a great Big Boss.
That's where you end
contestant.
up.
We should
Once you get
absolutely.
infamy in India, you have to come to Big Boss at some point.
absolutely, absolutely. The other big event, the fourth event that happened.
Oh, fourth
was,
पे पहुंच गया. We can go slow then. That's fantastic. I was
oh.
so worried. Five event. I was getting heart attack. Mild palpitation was happening.
I can
5
go
events.
on. I have spent
You
the last
will go
2
on.
days.
I will leave,
go
but
on.
you must go on. There's no question. Firstly,
For
why
the
you
last
dress?
2 days
Why you dress like apna Sanjeev Kumar in Sholay? You've got
because
this
it's
thing
cold,
around,
Cyrus.
chadar around your.
It's
Okay.
very cold.
Is it? How
in
cold is
Delhi
it in
now.
Delhi?
Yeah.
How
So
much is it?
morning it was 8 degrees.
De do mere
Uh,
ko na.
Yeah, I
Please.
know, right? It's
Yeah,
very
I've
nice.
still got the
यहाँ
same
पे.
buggle thing happening. See, you can see the wetness of the armpit and all. Yeah, this city is unbelievable, really.
Right
Yeah.
now it's
I blame.
mid-afternoon and
I-
it's 13 degrees.
Oh, okay. So that's bad. But I blame the G20 for our heat. Yeah, they just came here and ate up all the oxygen because our air quality is worse
G20.
than your air quality is
Yeah.
worse than yours at the moment. By the way, just
Oh yeah, I know.
something to be proud of as a Mumbaiker. Finally, we overtook Delhi. Thank God.
Absolutely, absolutely. You should be proud of it. And I'm very happy कि यहाँ पे at least इतना भी बुरा नहीं है because Bombay is worse. So it's making me feel good. It's still bad, but because you have surpassed us, it's making me feel good.
So Bombay has become yesterday's Delhi. Have you understood that? That's where we are. Yeah.
Yeah, exactly.
So, Sarji,
Exactly.
fourth event of the year, according to the Lord MakeNerd.
Is our favorite Shinde ji ka coup in of the government. So you had a lot to say right, about that.
Ab tak 50, 49. How much was it? How many of them?
अभी
48?
50 हो गए. अभी 50 हो गए. Yeah, like independent सब आ गए साथ में, so it's like it's all good.
I would like transparency in the dealings, and I want Eagleton to become one of the wonders of the world, because whenever you have any coup happening in our part of the world, whether it's from Kashmir to Kanyakumari, wherever, whichever state, whichever region, Eagleton resorts in outside Bangalore are used. Where they are housed for some reason and kept in Parda for many, many days and made to suffer at a golfing resort, 7-star with swimming pool, gym, sauna, 24 hours room service, disco, and available massage, which is paid for by the party. So this should be something that Indians should know about, and we should celebrate and understand as part of our culture. Secondly, look, when Meghnad, if you leave IVM and go back to News Laundry because they're paying you 30% more money, or they offer you 5 crore signing amount to rejoin, I mean, it would be transparent. The whole industry will know about it, and we'll say, okay. I'm saying, why can't we just do that openly in politics? Why can't we just say, boss, I'm so and so mantri, I've been offered 5 crores to put my hand up and vote for whatever, or start be part of a alliance or with somebody else, and just keep it open, because it's a game in the end. Why are we all fooling each other? Kuch national pride ki baat hai isme, I'm standing by on the line of actual control here in terms of ethics and morality. Forget all that. Just keep it as a sport, like the IPL, like a bloody auction. You literally pick up the guy and take him.
Yeah,
it is
absolutely.
that.
I agree. And you know what? The fun thing about holding an auction of politicians would be कि sponsors will eat it up, no? It's a big event. People will watch it. And then like इतने सारे ads दे देंगे तो वहाँ पे So I mean, it's a great money making thing for the government
It's
also.
a tamasha which can be enjoyed by the Aam Aadmi because we like
Exactly.
gossiping about it in any way. I'm saying so. Make it into full
Exactly.
35 70 cinema scope for us. With all the rangeen
Right.
color and pomp and all that. Put it all in. Let us
And
enjoy.
I would actually suggest that the election commission should be the body to do this, because every other 3-4 months they're like, oh my god, कितना खर्चा होता है election पे, oh my god, state elections बार बार होते रहते हैं, so we have to spend so much money, oh my god, we have to do one nation one election. I was like, no, just hold auctions, get the sponsors, like broadcasting right वगैरह बेच दो, and then you get so much money to hold elections, more elections. Actually, it will be an incentive to hold more elections then. Every
Yeah.
election there is like a match type thing happening.
We have a labor
Auctioning
problem.
हो
The
रहा
more
है.
elections, the better. More people, more bodies have work to do. It's fine. It's great. And also,
Right.
I'm sick of people saying, I hate BJP, I hate BJP, I hate BJP, and then join BJP.
Yeah.
Why are you doing all that? Just say
Yeah.
कि I don't hate anyone. जिनके पास
Right.
पैसा है, we are going to consider the offer. That's it. Because that's
Right.
the truth.
Tell me, so with IPL, for example, when the auctioning happens, what sets the amount of the player? Like, what decides the amount?
So they have a base price which you yourself as a player give in. So if you're
Oh.
cocky enough to think you're unknown player, let's say from Afghanistan, and you say ki, I want a base price of 2 crores, which is the maximum they allow, and then nobody looks at you. So you have to get the science right. There's a science to it, right?
Ah.
So minimum being 20 lakhs, maximum being 2 crores as your base price. So you decide that
Right.
when you put your hat in the ring, or a ring in the hat, or
Right.
paper in the
Yeah.
hat, or paper in the ring which goes in the hat. When you do
Yeah.
all these so when you do all these things, you have to get your science right, or vaguely right. So you have to understand your value. So कीमत भी एक चीज है life में. So when they're sitting there, they have to decide कि how much is the party's management going to pay for us or me personally.
Yeah.
What is
Yeah.
my value? What is
Yeah.
my electorate? What when my hand goes up in parliament, how does it help them? So
Yeah.
but I'm saying this. We'll understand that. We'll start getting involved. I'll start knowing who the members of parliament and MLAs are in smaller areas, because they'll all
Yeah.
become stars
Absolutely.
now. You
Yeah.
didn't know some of the
Absolutely.
Gujarat Lion cricketers till you actually saw the game, and then suddenly you know these guys. They're not playing for India, but you know their names.
Yeah, and
So
so after the base price, so then people bid on it, right? But
yeah.
then वो bidding war क्यों होता है? क्योंकि like उनके performance भी होता है ना? Like I mean, oh, so this guy
Let's
is
take a
a
specific
good opener,
example.
all the things. Yeah.
There's one politician, let's call him X, Mr. X. Mr. X now has a chance to go to the Shinde faction, who has said we want to take you, or go stay with the other faction. But he has to be,
Right.
for retaining him also, they have to pay him. That's
Yeah.
it. The matter is very open. You get what I'm saying? And then suddenly
Like team player खरीद रहे हैं basically.
Correct. Kejriwal के पास पैसा है. He'll say, I'll just take it from under these two, even though I have no presence in Maharashtra, and I'll put him in Goa. Whatever,
Yeah.
because his electorate will still reach there in Kejriwal's mind because of the fever.
I think Cyrus, we should come up with a detailed plan of this auction and then like send it to people who matter, and then
I've already put it in. I've got this thing on it, copyright, PPL, Political Premier League, and I'm hoping that it catches. Yeah, I feel we'll really go far. Yeah.
I'll make a presentation for you. Okay,
I've
I'll make
also
a
said we
PPT.
should allow 3 foreign politicians in. Like,
बिल्कुल.
Rishi Sunak, for example, not because he's of Indian origin, but I'm saying, they can also come temporarily, and play one season as a politician here. It'd be great. Man, Donald Trump. I mean, that would be nice.
I mean, Sikkim ka election hua and Donald Trump is standing for the auction. That will be fun. I mean, like, why not?
No, he'll build a Trump Tower there, make a city come up or whatever. People will be okay with that. And then he can say, I don't want any, if he says, I don't want any Mexicans in Sikkim, that's his problem. Whatever. So I'm saying there's a scope for us to be closer to the political consciousness of our country and landscape of our country if we allow this to be open. This whole hidden behind closed doors and Eagleton resorts, I think that's too much, yeah.
Yeah, absolutely. I agree. And so the fifth event which we will go to is our Congress election, which is basically our friend Shashi Tharoor lost.
Bada let down, because in which culture, it's so rare that you actually want to go to the oldest person in the room. I mean, almost everywhere. Look at us. Marketing people say we need young people. We need young people. You're talking to young people. It's all about the youth, branding. The Congress actually think they have to go older the better. Except for wine, I can't think of the example that we can share. I mean, Shashi Tharoor is really, and I hear of very reliable sources that he probably will start a splintered party, and take a few of both old and young with him. And I can see a lot of them doing. If
Oh,
that
you
if that
think
was to
that will
happen.
happen? Oh,
I think that may
interesting.
happen. That may happen because honestly, their best chance was with him. Now, people will say
Hmm.
he's too elitist and all that, but I don't think that's true at all. But he's
Hmm.
got that. He's got a far more, having worked with him and been around him. He's got a far more pan India appeal. Okay,
Hmm.
definitely more urban, 100% that. But he's a star. And in
Yeah,
India,
he
you
is.
need a star. You got
Yeah.
Namo, who's a huge star. Against him, you
Hmm.
got no stars. Okay, and now,
Hmm.
with due respect, you're putting Kharge against Namo. I mean, just look at it. I mean, I'll just again be neutral and just cast
Hmm.
your as a business or proposition. What is your choice? You're trying to
Hmm.
win. If you're
Hmm.
trying to win,
Hmm.
this makes no sense. It's almost like BJP chose him. We'll take
Yeah.
this guy here. It makes sense that way. So,
It
nothing
also
against
makes
Kharge.
sense. It
Yeah, yeah.
it makes sense because so like while this was happening, this whole election thing was happening, like the point I was making was that you need a likable face, like as you were saying, like I think ठीक है popularity वगैरह छोड़ दो, but you
I
need a
think
likable face,
without being rude,
like
also telegenic face. I mean, these things count
yeah.
as a visual medium and all that. A communicator. He's a great communicator. There's no
Hmm.
question. And his Hindi is not as bad as people think. He can communicate. He
No,
can
no.
reach out to people. Kharge
And he has actually worked
is
over the
isolated.
years to improve it.
Yeah,
Like, I mean,
yeah.
last few years he has put in some effort into speaking more in Hindi also.
Baba, he gets standing ovations. I've seen him at events and all that, and people from different parts of India I've seen him at. There's no question. If I was just a neutral person, I'm a foreigner. Some Parsis
Yeah.
are considered foreigners, and I'm standing there and I'm asked to look at the situation. I would be, you want to win this war, have a chance of winning, you put this guy forward. Okay, very
Yeah.
clearly, and you don't put this guy forward. It's not rocket
Mm.
science. Don't you
Yeah.
think, Meghna, that it just makes no sense, the thinking?
It makes no sense also because after the election was done during the Gujarat elections, one thing that the Congress was very cleverly doing was just not cursing Modi ji. They were
Yeah.
like quietly
For
like
the
just
first
talking
time. For the
about
first
for
time,
the
yeah.
first time, right?
Yeah.
Because they realized that if we say anything, the man just uses it to his own advantage.
Yeah.
Like चार पांच रैली में जाके बस he'll be like, oh
The
मुझे ये बोला,
negativity
मुझे
is
वो
all
बोला.
that is put out. Yeah.
Yeah. And you know who broke that rule?
Who?
Mallikarjun Khadge. He called him Ravan, like a 100-headed Ravan or whatever you want to call him. And then now what is happening is अभी जो China के साथ जो झगड़ा चल रहा है हमारा, the event that happened last week, in parliament they were trying to bring this up and BJP now is saying कि हमको तो रावण बोला. So now talk about that. So now the BJP is entirely focusing on what Mallikarjun Khadge said during the Gujarat elections, also in parliament. So not only did it screw them over, it's actually backfiring. It's
Yeah.
just ridiculous. I mean, like the first
But
act that this president does is this.
But this filibustering, which American politics and our Western democracies are famous for, is very. All you got to do is find something like this and get into this personal space, okay? And you
Yeah.
reflect over the situation vis-a-vis the
Yeah.
fracas with China. So that goes out of the
Yeah.
window. And more important, now we get into "तूने क्या बोला, मेरे को क्या बोला," goes into that space completely, and the whole. And actually, that's more gossipy and more interesting for people to listen to. Also, it just stays there. So it just stays there.
Yeah. And it's a good tactic, no? Like, so essentially,
It's
whenever.
actually filibustering. You're just holding the area. You're just killing time. And the
Yeah.
actual topic doesn't come up, or gets pushed to the background. So it's
Right.
super political speak.
Also,
I-
another thing is, say for example, IVM में अगर झगड़ा चल रहा होगा, so the best
Yeah.
thing for Amit
Sparsh
would
and
be
you.
to say, हाँ चलो मेरा और स्पर्श का झगड़ा हो गया, and like other fights are happening and Amit is like, oh my god क्या करेंगे? तो best thing for him to do is कि ऊपर वाला जो ऑफिस है वो हम पे अटैक करने वाला है, तो be ready. So then we all unite for the good, the benefit
good.
of IVM.
Yeah.
Greater good. But no, ऊपर वाला तो कुछ फर्क नहीं पड़ रहा है उसको. Like we'll just be like, oh, हम चाकू निकाल के बैठे हैं, just waiting.
ऊपर वाला भी इसमें कुछ सच भी नहीं है, because ऊपर वाला is the watchman who is completely neutral. Yeah.
And ऊपर वाला ज्यादा पैसा भी कमा रहा है, ऊपर वाले का GDP भी ज्यादा अच्छा है, everything is good, so हमको क्या है? But that's the tactic that essentially BJP has been applying, and our friend Khadge ji just gave them the ammo in this case, especially.
Yeah, I think oratorial skills and all that are very important still in parliament. And you have a Shashi Tharoor who holds his own. He's always interesting. He's always going to bring something to the party. And the face of the party should be the alpha, especially when the party is on a lower echelon. The alpha guy should be there, who's going to lead from the front. The Wasim Akram. I hate to use a Pakistani metaphor because in this present climate they'll come after me. But you need that Wasim Akram like figure, Kapil Dev like figure. The guy who is like half the team. Half the team is represented by him. And Shashi will bring that. He'll also bring the younger people in. You want younger people
No,
interested in Congress? Bring Shashi Tharoor in. You just and then with
also
him will come
they
Sachin
need
Pilot and all the others.
yeah, they need a guy who can make reels. They need a guy who can make like
Absolutely.
90-second videos. I mean, like, Gandhi can't do that.
It's not even a joke. It's actually true
Yeah.
because that's the world we live in. And
Yeah.
Kharge makes the reels. I mean, come on, brother. You know,
Absolutely.
Honestly, I mean,
And I saw Tharoor making reels during his campaign also. So I mean, there you go. But just to end this,
yes, please end it.
what I want from you,
Yeah.
what I want from you is a prediction for 2023 in Indian politics. What will happen according to you?
I'm not sure which state elections are coming up in 2023. I know municipal elections are coming up for us, which will be interesting because we don't know where that's going to go. For the first time, with the fractured Shiv Sena gives a whole change in the political landscape for the first time in 30 years in municipality elections. I'm always thinking like World Cup in cricket or World Cup in football. I'm always thinking general elections. Okay, but that's far more fascinating for me. And as far as I can see, I still see no change in the political landmass, so to speak. It's going to be where it is. Granted, AAP has made some points and will continue to make some points because he seems to be going in the right direction. But I can't see anything happening in 2024 that's different.
You have no hope from the Bharat Jodo Yatra and it leading to something?
Maybe, but by not putting Shashi in charge, by not, this is just like a symbolic thing that they've done to give them some credibility as that they're still there because you forget about them otherwise. But I think they've got the wrong people in charge. They got to get Sachin Pilot on top straight away. You've already lost India. You've got to get Shashi Tharoor as the face of the thing because the party has to be more progressive. Like you said, reels is actually the thing going forward. And they went back. They went backward. Like Lenin's book, 2 steps forward, 1 step backward. They went backward. Why do you go backward to go forward? You go forward to go forward.
Yeah. And are you hoping that Rahul Gandhi comes on Cyrus Says next year?
He's promised to. But he wants to walk and talk, and I'm not a fan of walk and talk. Walk and talk, MakeNerd.
Fair enough. Fair enough.
Okay. Go now? I have to run.
Yeah. Happy New Year, Cyrus, and Happy New Year to everyone.
MakeNerd, are you drinking alcohol? Because New Year is still 3-4 days away. Huh? Don't celebrate.
I'm not, but Happy New Year.
Alcohol is not freely available in Delhi at the moment because of the AAP party. I heard that's a huge problem. Yeah, be very careful. तेरा शॉल के नीचे क्या है? Let's see.
मेरे शॉल के नीचे टी-शर्ट है.
नहीं, और उसके नीचे
नहीं, please Cyrus, end this.
What is in your lower house?
No.
What is in your lower house? Okay,
Sparsh, end this. Bye.